Every week, a new AI model claims to outperform the rest. But did it really? I don't care about all these confusing benchmarks, math tests, or the needle in the haystack test. What does it even mean? The only thing I care about is which AI model creates the best automated content at the lowest cost. So to find out, I set up a battle between GPT-4o, Claude 3.5 Sonnet, Gemini 2.0 Flash, and DeepSeek V3. So we're going to put them into this automation that generates and publishes social media posts 100% automatic. And then we'll compare the results of these models based on 4 key criteria to find out which is truly worth your time and money. Before we dive into setting up a test, let me show you how the automation works in which we're going to set our test up in, so you understand better what exactly are we testing. Creating content every day for multiple platforms can be extremely time consuming unless you have an automation like this one, which 100% automates the process from finding new fresh topics every day to generating different posts optimized for every single platform along with matching images and automatically publishing them to the specific platforms on your social media profiles. The only manual thing you have to do once this is set up is you go to the attached Google Sheet, you type in your main topic or niche, and then you click on Run. And then this automation will pick this topic, it will break it down into a subtopic, and every time it runs, as you can see in this previous runs, it will generate a new fresh topic every single time, and it will do this infinitely, so you never have the same topic twice, but always unique topics. Then it will feed this topic into the Perplexity module, a powerful AI search engine which finds relevant information for this specific topic. And then this information is fed into those post generation modules. So each branch here generates a post with image optimized for that specific platform and publishes them. And you can set this automation up to run like every few minutes, every hour, during certain weekdays, however you want, during certain times. Now it's finished. If I go to my Twitter account, you see there was a new post published that came from this automation. The same is for my Instagram account. You see a new post was published. Facebook, there was a new post. And for LinkedIn, we also see a new post. Now I've built this automation with these AI models where you probably recognize the icon. So this is OpenAI company logo. So I have used their latest model, GPT-4o, because that's what I'm used to using in the automations, because I know ChatGPT and that's what I use most of the time. But in this video, we're going to switch out those different OpenAI models with all the other models we're going to test against to see which really generates the most quality posts for my social media. Is it really OpenAI, or do other models create similar quality or even better posts? As you heard in the beginning, we have 4 AI models to test: GPT-4o, Claude 3.5 Sonnet, Gemini 2.0 Flash, and DeepSeek V3. Now here's the trick. Instead of setting up models for every single different AI company, we're going to use what's called OpenRouter. This is basically where you create one account, then you can upload small credits, and then you can basically select any different model from within one module. So what we are going to do is first you sign up for an OpenRouter account. It's free, and you even get like $1 credit. So it's perfectly fine to test it out. And then you can access all these different AI models that we are going to test from within one module. So I don't really need to switch out the topic generator. This basically just finds a subtopic based on my main topic. So that's not really a complex function that makes sense to test the models against. So what we really want to focus on is these 4 models here. So these are the models that generate the post text, which is really important. So first, and for the purpose of this test, we're going to test one social media platform. So in this case, let's delete the other one. Also Twitter, I don't need. So let's say we only want to test them against LinkedIn posts. Now what I will do, I will unlink this first here. And then I will add a new model. And then I select OpenRouter, create a chat completion. Now you need to establish this connection. So you click on add, you go to API keys. So you go to your keys here, you click on keys, and there you click on create a new key, and you plug the key in here, you click on save, and then it's connected. And then here's the cool part. Right here comes in the prompt. We select user. Here comes the content of the prompt. I'm going to copy this from this model here. It's the identical prompt I need. So this goes in there. Click save. Okay, I need to select the model. Now here comes the cool part. Now here I can select any model I want. So let's first start with OpenAI 4.0. Yes, I could have used this model too, but I wanted to show that consistently using only the OpenRouter as a test. So we're gonna rename this to GPT 4.0. So that's the first one. And then we also need to change the reference here to choices message content. This is the output of the model. That we don't do the same in this section. Let's go down, choices message content. Click save, it's aligned, and now we need 4 different branches because we now need to set up the other models. So we're gonna go click copy, insert it once, twice, and one more time on the top here. Now we're gonna set up the other model. So the next AI model we wanna use, let's click on here, we can leave everything the same. And now I can just pick the one I want, Claude Sonnet. This is the latest model, and then I click on save. Let's rename that. Let's just rename it to Claude Sonnet 3.5. Next one, let's use Google's AI Gemini. I think the latest one is Flash 2.0 experimental. Let's use that. Let's rename it Flash 2.0. And finally, last one, DeepSeek, which we can find here as well. DeepSeek V3. Save. Rename it. Rename it. Click save. Align them. Now the final part we need to make sure that we can clearly identify the generated posts for each model. So I need to add a line here which says end each post, end the post with created by GPT 4.0. So I can see that in the post text. When we will do the comparison that it came from this model. I do the same here. Created by Claude 5. Claude. Here the same in this model. And this one too. Okay, click save. Now we want to know which of these 4 different AI models generates the best post, in this case LinkedIn post. So let's start the test we're going to look at specifically 4 different criteria. I will give it a score for each of the different models, and then we will calculate a total score, and based on that, we will determine who is the best model to generate content. We will look at stuff like structure adherence. This means each of these models is using the same post as a template, and it will use the generated topic, like this one, to modify or to create a new post that follows the structure of this. And we will determine which of these models does it the best. Then we have topic relevance. This is basically which of these models generates the post that makes most sense for the topic that it has come up with. Then we will paste the generated posts for each model into different AI detection tools, and we will get a score from 3 different detection tools and to figure out which of these models generates the most human-like post. And finally, we're going to look at the cost. So we're gonna calculate which of these models generates the cheapest posts. Let's first look at the first criteria. Which of these generated posts by these models or follows the structure in the best way? So here we have GPT-4o. This is the post it generated. So here I have the original post, which was used as a template by these models to use it for this topic. And let's go back to see, okay, what was the topic? The topic is overcoming plateaus in vegan weight loss, combining plant-based diet, intermittent fasting with nutrient-dense meal, explore techniques to break through weight loss stagnation using fasting intervals. So this was the topic. Now let's first look at the structure. Here I have Claude Sonnet. So first, if I look at it from the top, I can see this structure looks like it models this closer. We have here these 3 lists, and which is also included here. GPT-4o didn't do that, so it didn't model the structure as closely as Claude Sonnet. But also here, what I don't like about this here, it used basically something that it came from the prompt that it shouldn't include here. So this is the only model that had this. So there you need to go in and edit the post. So this is a little bit of a minus. But overall, it looks like this Claude Sonnet has done it better in terms of structural adherence than GPT-4o. Now let's look at the other 2 models. Now Gemini 2.0, we see that the post is much shorter. It didn't really stick to this structure exactly. Now at the beginning, maybe this looks quite similar, like short sentences, right? But here what's missing is this list here, and it's also rather short. So then when I go to my DeepSeek V3 generated text, I see, okay, the first sentence is almost the same structure, so this was good. But it also didn't model the structure as closely as this. At least it got the ending right, reply with something, reply with that, which is also included here. So now if I had to rank structural adherence, I would rank Claude 3.5 to be the first one in this test. So Claude would get, in this case, 4 points. Then the next, let's see, I would perhaps take GPT-4o as the structural adherence to be the best, the second best, even though I don't like that it didn't use the last sentence, which is a call to action, reply with something, which the other models did right. But I don't like that the other models like DeepSeek or Gemini didn't include this list, which is like essential for this type of post. So I would still give the second place to GPT-4o. And then the third place, yeah, I think that DeepSeek, yeah, from the structural point of view, yeah, well, it's a close battle. I mean, here, this is just very short, so I don't like it's that short, but the structure is more according to this because it's short sentences in one space between each line. And here, it's rather long sentences. So it's pretty much, I would say, they get the same point. So let's go to ranking. So this is get 3 points, this gets 2, this gets 2 points. Now let's go to topic relevance. Now there we need to look a little bit more closely into the text. As you remember that the topic was now the topic of the post was overcoming plateaus in weight loss using intermittent fasting and nutrient-dense meals. Now we need to Now let's look at the post and see, okay, which one or which model generated a post that matches this topic the best. So let's read through a little bit. Most people think they need to starve themselves when they hit the weight loss plateau, but the truth is what you eat matters just as much as when you eat. After working on this, combined with intermittent fasting, here's how it works. So it even gives an outline of how it works. Okay, so it got the topic more or less right. This strategy isn't just for weight loss, it supports oral health while helping you to make vegan lifestyle better. Do you struggle with plateaus and think about experimenting with meal timing? Okay, fairly good. Now let's look at Claude Sonnet. Struggling to break the weight loss plateaus on your vegan journey, I discovered something fascinating. I like this hook the best, so this is really, I would say, intriguing. It makes people keep reading. Now I like that it used a specific result, because here in this original template it also has a specific result. Now obviously you need to make sure that this is actually a result you have achieved or a customer has achieved, so it's realistic. And this is what I like. And so the secret, merging plant-based eating with intermittent fasting, but there's a specific way to do it. So here I like that it is really it follows smoothly from one part to the next. It's really intriguing to read. And here's what I learned works best. So this is what I like the most, because this is really, yeah, it's easier to read than this block of text, because it gives you the steps to do that, or to do this, to implement the topic, very short and very brief, which I think works well for these social media platforms. The most surprising part. So it includes these different ways to write or to catch your curiosity. So it really keeps people reading. So from now, I would say Claude is in the leading position based on topic relevance. Now let's look at Gemini 2.0. Stuck in a vegan weight loss rut. Okay, this is not that bad. You're not alone. Many hit a plateau, but there's a powerful and surprising solution that goes beyond just cutting calories, combining plant-based eating with intermittent fasting. I actually like this part. It's quite intriguing to read. Here's the secret sauce. It's also a good transition sentence to keep people hooked. Focus on nutrient-dense whole food, veggies, fruits, and legumes. Pile on fiber, ditch the processed junk. So it kind of gives you a list. Break free from becoming obsessed over macros. Now, what it didn't do is it didn't include the intermittent. Yeah, it did include the intermittent fasting, but it didn't include it in the steps in the instructions. So I don't like that. So I didn't get the topic relevance that good. Let's go to DeepSeek V3. I thought I show you this before I share it publicly. I like this because it took the same sentence. Breaking through weight loss plateaus. I mean, that doesn't have to feel impossible. Secret common plant with nutrient-dense meals. Okay, here's how it works. Intensive over strategy inspired by blue zones where people live longer, focus on nutrient foods. Okay, so this is all about eating nutrient-dense foods, train your taste buds, build nutrition needs. Now, if you hit a plateau, stop concomitant foods and consider protein-rich. Now, it still doesn't include the instructions while it says combining plant-based intermittent fasting with nutrient-dense meal. It doesn't really tell you how to do intermittent fasting. So in this case, I would say, since this is a little bit more detailed, I would probably use this as the third place, and this Gemini 2.0 in this case is the last place. So if I have to rank the structural adherence, I need to rank it as Claude 4, GPT 4.0 got 3 points, and this gets 2 points. 2 points, and Gemini 2.0 gets only 1 point. Now let's look into an interesting part. Let's look at AI detection. Now I will put the post into 3 different AI detection tools, because sometimes these give you different results, and then we can just take the average. Now let's grab the first post. Let's go back to GPT 4.0. Let's copy the post. Let's plug it into the first tool. Let's see what it says, how much this text was written by AI. And it says it's 100% probability. That was an AI generated. Let's put it in this AI detection tool and let's run it. And here we see, okay, is likely 0% of this text is AI generated. So it's totally different results. That is why we use those two. And then let's see what we have here. Click on that. And here we have 76.87. Now it sounds a little bit more accurate. So basically we have like 100%, 0%, and this percent. Let's just plug it all in, and then we evaluate it at the end. So here we have 100%, then we have 0%, and then we have this percentage. Now let's go to the next. Let's go to the next post, which should be Claude Sonnet 3.0. So let's just grab the actual post text. Let's go to the AI detection tool again. Now let's go to the first one, paste it in here, scan it for AI. Let's see how well it can detect the Claude generated text. Remember, the first one it was 100%. Here it also gets 100% detection from this tool. Let's see what it gets here. 0%. Pretty consistent. Let's see what it gets here. Before it was 76%. Here it says the text is human written. So that's actually interesting. So first it was like 100% AI generated, 0% AI generated, and 0% AI generated. So that's actually also interesting. It's better than the GPT-4o. So we have 0% and 0%. Now let's test Gemini Flash. We have that here, Gemini 2.0. Let's copy the text into this AI detection tool. Let's scan it. 100% AI generated. Good. Here we have 0%. Pretty much the same. Like, looks like the only difference is this detection tool. Here it says, okay, it's 19.44% AI generated. So here we have again the same. And then we have 19.44%. And now the last one, DeepSeek. Let's copy this post text, plug it into our AI detection tool. This is maybe going to say the same. 100%. Yes. This is probably the same. 0%. Oh, no, actually 45% AI generated. Interesting. And here 100% AI generated. So we have 100% AI generated, 45% AI generated, and 100% AI generated. So here we have 100%, 45%, and 100%. 100%. Now, if you look at this, and we have to rank them. So in this case, like Claude has passed 2 of these eye detectors, and so this is like place 1, so this gets 4 points. Then what is the second one? Now this is 76% AI generated. Here it's 19.44. So if we compare only these, so in this case, this would be the second place. And yeah, actually in this case, DeepSeek, because it has 45%, also here, so it has 100%, 100% is the same. Here's a 0%, 45%, here's 100%, here's 76% AI generate. So even in this case, DeepSeek would be number 2, and GPT-4o would be the last place. I made a small calculation mistake, and this should be the proper result of this test. Now let's talk about cost. I put the pricing into this table so you can see that. Now, I have calculated a number. If you would like post 3, if you would generate 3 posts a day with this automation, and looking only at the cost of the generated post text, not at the image, which we have another model here. Now let's look at who is the cheapest model. Now, if we assume, let's say we have like 1,000 posts we want to generate, that's roughly 3 posts a day for a year. How much would it cost for these different models? So first, GPT-4o, it will cost us $7.75. Then for Claude Sonnet 3.5, it would cost us $10.50. And now it gets crazy, because here Gemini 2.0 Flash is currently available for free. However, I took the other model, which they're currently charging for, Gemini 1.5, which may be the similar pricing if the Gemini 2.0 experimental phase has been over. Then you may have to pay something, and then you would have to pay this. And here you see the drastic difference. It's only 12 cents, again, for 1,000 posts. This means this model is like 100 times cheaper than the other 2 models. And now, what about DeepSeek? Now, it's also fairly cheap, so only 32 cents for 1,000 posts. There you see the dimension, right? If you need content on scale, how much you can save by switching to a cheaper model. Obviously, you need to figure out which one you like the best. Do you need more quality? Do you need more topic relevance? Do you need these AI detection features? And now based on that, we can give it a total score. So here, obviously, this gets 4 points. This is the second place, DeepSeek, in terms of cost. This would be the last place, and this would be the second last place. Now let's sum up the total score. Here we have 3 and 3, 6, 7 and 2 is 9. Now what about Claude Sonnet? 4 and 4, 8. 4 is 12 and 1 is 13. Now Gemini 2.0 Flash 2 and 1 is 3. Here we have 6 and 4 is 7. Now what about DeepSeek? 2 plus 2 plus 2 is 6 plus 3 is 9. This is the corrected version of the result, and you see Claude Sonnet is first, GPT-4o is second, DeepSeek v3 is third place, and last place is Gemini 2.0 Flash. So this makes me actually think about switching my content automation AI models from GPT-4o, which I used to have, to Claude Sonnet 3.5, because the price is nearly the same, but the quality of the output is much better based on this test. But if you're going for volume, you're generating large posts and text, then I would probably pick one of the cheaper models, maybe try DeepSeek v3, and even with this OpenAI and with the OpenRouter connection, you can just easily switch out different models and run your automations with different models and then evaluate the output, and then based on the quality of the output and the pricing you need, then you can make your final decision what model to choose. If you want to see more videos like this where I show you exactly how to build these AI-powered automations and tools without needing to know how to code, please like and subscribe so you don't miss my next video on this topic.